Jackson the Hair Hinkle tweeted out that Trump has just sent nuclear submarines towards Russia, and he's threatening the world with nuclear war. So let's listen to what happened.
Being deployed the nuclear submarines.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had to do that. We just have to be careful. And a threat was made, and we didn't think it was appropriate, so I have to be very careful. So I do that on the basis of safety for our people. A threat was made by a former president of Russia, and we're going to protect our people.
So here's the threat that was made. Dmitry Medvedev, the former president of Russia, tweeted out Trump gave an ultimatum to Russia. We got to end this war in 50 days. Then he did another one. We're going to end it in 10 days, or else we're going to sanction you. And Trump's playing the ultimatum game with Russia's 50 days or 10. He should remember two things. This is the former president of Russia saying this, that Trump should remember. One, Russia isn't Israel or even Iran. And two, each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war. Not between Russia and Ukraine, but with his own country. Don't go down the Sleepy Joe road. So that's what Trump is responding to there. And here's how Lindsey Graham got involved. So Medvedev tweeted that out, and then Lindsey Graham retweets it and says, to those in Russia who believe that President Trump is not serious about ending the bloodbath between Russia and Ukraine, you and your customers will soon be sadly mistaken. You will also soon see that Joe Biden is no longer president. Get to the peace table. So it sounds like more threats from Lindsey Graham. And Dmitry Medvedev, former president of Russia, responds by saying, it's not for you or Trump to dictate when to get at the peace table. Negotiations will end when all the objectives of our military operation have been achieved. Work on America first, Gramps.
That's what it was. You called him Gramps.
So this is Trump responding to that. And if you'd like to see me respond to that, you can see me Sunday in Oxnard, California, or in Rutherford, New Jersey, Manhattan, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. But that seems to be why Trump's saying this and position. So, by the way, think of it this way. The Ukraine war could not have happened without Russiagate, because Russiagate was there to one part of it was to manufacture consent from the American people for a war that they had been planning for over a decade between Russia and Ukraine, meaning NATO and the West and the deep state and the CIA and the military-industrial complex and big oil. So they'd been planning this war between Ukraine and Russia, and they needed to get the American people on board, and Russiagate really served a great purpose because it made people hate Russia and Putin and go along with this Ukraine war, which we normally wouldn't go along with because we started it. The United States and NATO, and then we wouldn't let it end. They had a peace agreement. Putin had a peace agreement with Zelensky a month after the war started, and NATO came in and killed it and said, if you do this peace deal to Zelensky, we'll kill you. So he didn't do it. So, and the whole reason is they wanted to blow up the Nord Stream pipeline. They wanted to sell more liquid natural gas from the United States to Europe. So now we're the energy provider for Europe and not Russia, and Europe gets that's all. So you can point a direct line from Russiagate to the Ukraine war and now to nuclear submarines going. And it's ironic that Trump was the victim of Russiagate, and here he is implementing the last stage of Russiagate, which is sending nuclear submarines, threatening nuclear war with Russia. That's the ultimate irony here, is that he was the victim of Russiagate. We could never have the Ukraine-Russia war without Russiagate. And now the conclusion of all this Russiagating is the president of the United States threatening nuclear war with Russia. That's the ultimate irony here. And that seems pretty stupid to do it over these tweets. And other people have said on Twitter, hey, why doesn't Trump just ignore Medvedev like everybody else does? Why are you giving this guy so much
I'll bet because it's not about the tweets and there's something else going on, such as with the war, and this is just like a little outer whitehead of it, you know?
Trump needs a win. Trump needs to end the Ukraine war. Russia's not playing along right now because Russia, when they did play along and they signed peace agreements called Minsk 1 and 2, we now find out that those were all a ruse, that NATO and the West and Europe never, ever planned on following those peace accords. As Angela Merkel, the former head of Germany, said, the reason why they had those peace accords with Russia wasn't to have peace, but so they could build up Ukraine's military to get ready for a big war. And so, and then they had a peace agreement. NATO came in and killed it a month after the war started. And so I'm pretty sure Putin's like, all right, well, guess what? You guys, you effed around and now you're going to find out. So as we predicted when this war started with Ukraine, it's going to end however Russia wants it to end. And that's what's happening. And Trump is frustrated because he can't dictate to Putin to stop this war, no matter what he does, because they've screwed over Putin so many times already with their lies and starting this war. They provoked this war. And the lies of them overthrowing the Ukraine government, them meaning the CIA and NATO, overthrowing the elected president of Ukraine in 2014, doing a coup and installing someone who was hostile to Russia instead of a guy who was friendly to Russia. So Russia's been taking a lot of beatings from the presidents of the United States and NATO and Europe. And he's done. He's like, okay, well, I'm no more nice guy. And so now I'm just going to keep this war going until I get every single thing I want. They already had a peace agreement. I think it was in March of whenever this war started. Was it 2022? They already had a peace agreement. And that's when they sent Boris Johnson. NATO sent Boris Johnson to tell Zelensky, stop the peace agreement that they had completely worked out. Completely. So 500,000 Ukrainians didn't have to die. We didn't have to spend $300 billion fighting this war. It could have all been over because Zelensky, the Ukrainians, and Russia and Putin had agreed to a peace agreement. And who killed that peace agreement? Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, and NATO. That's who did it. So, again, this is all on us. And now Donald Trump is ramping up saber rattling. Nuclear saber rattling with another nuclear power. This is the end result of Russiagate. I hope you're happy, all the people who fell for Russiagate and didn't listen to me and called me a Putin puppet or a Trumper when I told them the truth about Russiagate. Come see us in Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, Manhattan, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, and Chicago, Illinois. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.